Hey guys, this is Mary Ann, and today I would like to show you a video flip through of my 2 pages per day for November 2013. Now I have already archived pages because it is already the evening of December 1, so the month of November is already done. And I think you guys might remember that I posted something on one of our Facebook group pages that November is a really bad month, and it was because of the big typhoon in our country, and also because around the same time I also had to go through a very personal and very private crisis, which started on the 1st of November. So you can just imagine how my November started. However, without me doing anything or saying anything, things resolved on their own, and justice was served. And although I think he got off a little bit easy, I not want to complain because I did not ask for it. I did not ask, I did not even ask for justice anymore. I just prayed that things will work out, and it did, and I'm happy for that. So even though November started really bad, it ended on a very happy note. And in fact, as you can probably tell from my surface here, I am not at home and I am not in the office. I am elsewhere in a beautiful hideaway because I am celebrating. So now here are my 2 pages per day for November 2013. Let me just flip through the page. Okay, this is the envelope that I made to carry the indie boxes. I've already made a video about this, and I gave myself the entire month of November to figure out what I really need for my future pages. And I've already done a video of this, and these are the unused indie boxes. When I show you the flip through of the actual pages for 2013, you will see how I figured these boxes into the format. So now I don't need them anymore because I already have the pages for December 2013 and onwards, so I have archived them here. And now here is something I kind of came up with in the throes of my in the throes of chaos, when I did not quite know what to do at the beginning of November. I was put on medication again, so my eating was out of whack, my sleeping was out of whack, and so the Chronodex was kind of not enough for me to keep track of my day. So I came up with, I call it the Hyperdex because it is a 24-hour circle. It's a hyper day. People usually don't need 24-hour clocks, and I'm aware that Kent from Oz has a 24-hour version of the Hyperdex. But my main problem with the Hyperdex is that it doesn't really allow me to shade in multiple things for the same hour. And so I came up with something that is completely different. So I call it the Hyperdex. It's a full 24-hour clock, and it's just a plain circle. And I even came up with a little slogan for it: live life in full circle. And here is the colored version of it. It's just a little logo that I designed. Hyperdex, live life in full circle. There. I'll show you how it worked in a minute. So here is the color key for it. I even designed a pretty little header box. I think it's pretty. So I used to have just 3 colors for shading into the Chronodex, but with the Hyperdex, now it's so much fun to use a lot of color. So light blue is for sleep time, light gray is for alone time, leisure time, just being by myself, reading and watching, leisure. Orange is for university classes, when I'm actually in class. Red is for university errands and study time for my university class. Let's skip that. And dark brown is for my son's activities. Light green is for time spent inside my day job. Dark blue is for matters outside of my building but still connected with my day job. Pink is for Etsy work and matters. Violet is for time that I spent writing and blogging, and tan is for other matters that don't fall under all the other colors. Now this color code began only on November 7 because when I started, I didn't really know how to assign colors. I wasn't really sure what I would be happy with, so I just experimented mostly for the first week. And so this color key begins on the 7th of November and onwards. So here is November. November 1, I was still on the Chronodex, but it was a holiday. It was All Souls Day. And that's when the horror began in my personal life. And that next came the Saturday and the Sunday. I usually don't put the Chronodex on weekends. But now I have decided that I need to track my times on weekends anyway because my needs are changing. Really, my needs are changing. Because the Chronodex is only from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It also has a teeny tiny space for 5 a.m. that starts at 5 a.m. But I don't end my days at 9 p.m. anymore because of university. And so I kind of felt that for now I need something more comprehensive. So anyway, that's November 1. That was a Friday. And then there's the Saturday and the Sunday. And now here is the Hyperdex. It is a little bit, it's a little bit chaotic for the first week. And it does not look good when it's shaded in by the Coletto pens. I will explain to you in a minute how it works, but just to show you, I just wanted to show you how it looks like. This is November 4, November 5. I wasn't sure yet about the colors, so it's all out of whack. November 6, November 7, November 8. This would be the day of the storm. And November 9 and 10, there is no Hyperdex here, but anyway, let me show you November 11. Starting November 11, I already knew what I wanted out of the Hyperdex, and I already knew what colors to use, and I was on psychiatric medication. So I also needed to keep track of my sleep times. So it's a 24-hour clock that begins on midnight, and then there's 1 a.m., 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 noon, and then it continues all the way until midnight. So on midnight of November 11, I was asleep, and then I woke up at 6:30, and then by 8 o'clock I was in the office doing office work, and then starting at 3 I was still in the office, but I asked permission from my manager because I rushed everything to finish here. I asked if I could do some readings for my university class because I have a class on Tuesday, the next day. So she allowed me, provided that I submit everything in advance. So that's what I did. So I'm still in the office. That's why it's green, but I was doing something for my university. And then here, I was already alone. I was no longer in the office, but I continued my studying. I was actually at Starbucks alone, my leisure time, alone time, but I was still studying. I was reading handouts for my CL123 class. And then by 10:30, I was already home. And then at 11, I was already asleep. And that sleep time continues until 5:30. On the next day, a Tuesday, I had to wake up an hour earlier because I have a class at 7 in the morning. And then after class ended at 8:30, I had 30 minutes to get something from the department. And then I had to drive to work, and then by 10:30 I was already in the office until 5. If things are blank, that that would be my driving time from home to school, and from school to the office, and from the office to somewhere for my Etsy errands. I was at a mall, and then at 10 o'clock I went to sleep, and then that continued until the next day at 5:30. I was awake again, and then there. So mostly that's it. That's how it works for me, and it really, I like how it looks. It does not look good shaded with a Coletto pen, but it looks awesome, awesome, really, really gorgeous, and shaded with a Stiedler Triplus fine liner that I've had. I have a set of this in a container, but I only took out the colors that I needed, and so that's what I use. Now, these liners, these markers bleed through the paper. So what I did was, I've already pre-printed this, and you have seen this layout with the Chronodex. It's the same pages. I just stuck the Hyperdex onto here, so I won't waste any paper. And even if I shaded this in with the felt markers, they did not bleed through, but only because this is actually two papers stuck together. So I prevented the bleed through by doing that. And so here you can see that November 13 was in the office from 8 in the morning until, no, from 9 in the morning until 10 o'clock. A lot of work to do. And then office work. Sometimes I put a gray in here. Even when I'm in the office, sometimes when there are no tasks coming in, I just enjoy the time that I spent alone, not being bothered by emails or phone calls or bosses asking me to do things. I have to stay in the office anyway. However, I simply use that as time to do the productive things that I like. So that's really still alone time, because people didn't really talk to me at all, which is kind of what I like. And that's November 15, it's Friday. And now here is what I have done, because I used to not keep track of my time very strictly on weekends, but like I said, my needs are changing. So I printed this out to have a Hyperdex for Saturday, and then on the next day I have a Hyperdex for Sunday. So that kind of worked because it's only temporary. And you can notice all the indie boxes here. See, all the indie boxes, they're all over the place. But it helped me a lot to figure out what I actually needed. It was a really good exercise for me to figure out what I needed. But I'm sure you're thinking that I'm going through the flip through so very, very chaotically, but I'm going to do the flip through from day 1 to day 30 after I show you everything. So these are the indie boxes. Hyperdex for Saturday, Hyperdex for Sunday. See how badly it bleeds through. So having just one sheet for the Hyperdex is absolutely not going to work. So there, that's it. By the third week, I had pretty much a very good idea of what I wanted to happen. So by the time these days came along, I was okay. And it was on a Monday that things, everything fell into place in my personal life, and I actually just, in just uh, all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, I just felt happy and grateful that I got out of that situation without doing anything. And on the 29th of November, the person who had hurt me and betrayed me was fired because of reasons that I do not want to mention here anymore. But the 29th of November is a triumph for me. And on the 30th of November, I left the city and went on vacation. And it was my parents who spent for everything as a gift for me, as a congratulatory gift for me. So November 1 was really, really bad. November 1 was simply awful. And I thought I could not get through my life after November 1. But I just hung in there, and I just tried to keep as much faith as possible. And I just tried to keep believing that there is a bigger picture out there and things will resolve on their own, as long as I was doing good and I was doing no one any harm. And as long as I did nothing and I just kept quiet, everything will work out for the best. Like my father always told me, I have to be the guardian of my own dignity, and that's what I did. Even on the lowest of times, I guarded my own dignity, and everything is okay now, and I'm happy. So, back again, flip through. November 1, still on the Chronodex. 2 and 3. As you know, I placed little scraps of paper here. Awful with a Coletto pen, but gorgeous with the felt markers. I was already using the color code that I set starting on November 7. I'll be quiet now. Just let you appreciate how the pages actually look. And that is November. And I'm thankful for the month. And I'm looking forward to showing you the December pages that I have done. It's just the 1st of December, so the pages are not yet filled, but I'm going to give you a sneak preview of how it actually looks like after I have decided on the indie pages and on the Hyperdex. So here it is. Here is the new color key. Light blue is still for sleep time, light gray is for leisure time, alone time, light green is for time spent inside the office for my day job, dark green is still in relation to my day job but done outside of the office. I think it only makes sense that they would be in the same color group. Pink is still for Etsy work and related matters. Medium blue is for blogging and writing because half the time I'm asleep when I'm blogging or writing, half asleep. And orange is still for my university classes. Orange is for university errands and study time. Olive would be time spent with family. Plum would be time spent with friends. And tan is still for other matters. And this color key is being in use since this day. So this is my these are my December pages. So I have redesigned it completely and have done a complete reprint. I have here the day, the month, the day of the week, and the year, and it's mirrored on here, but in grayscale. And this is the Hyperdex again. It's a piece of square printout that I just pasted on here to prevent bleed throughs. But look at the boxes. They're now printed here. They're no longer indie boxes. They're actually pre-printed boxes already. Because these are the things that November has shown me are important. So this is the box for my Etsy. This is the box for tasks pertaining to my university. That's the Oblation State shoe right there. A book is for what I'm reading at the moment, what I read for the day, for leisure, because whatever books and readings that I read for university will go here. And if I watched a movie for the day, it will go here. But if I didn't watch a movie for that day, this will remain blank. And it's okay. I have no problem leaving blank spaces on my 2 pages per day. And TV shows, if I did not watch anything, again, it will be blank. The cross is for what prayers or any devotionals that I did for the day, expenses for the day, what I have done with my son for the day, if I called him and if I did something for him, or did I buy him something, or if he wants me to do something for him, I write it down here as a reminder. 8 glasses of water, emotions and moods, and medication. Thankfully, this now carries nothing, but when I get back to the city, I will start taking vitamin E and nothing else. No psych meds. Yay! And this one is a little heart box. I have no one in my life at the moment, but the box is there to remind me that in time I will have reason to put things on there in the future. And this is just December 1. This would be December 2. I will be going back to the city again, so those are the things that I have to do, piling up. It's still a holiday, although it's a Monday because it's Pasay Day. And this is for Tuesday and Wednesday and onwards. So that's it. That will be my 2 pages per day from December 1 until whenever. And I really like this. I've already tested the indie boxes last November, so I'm glad that I have this now. So I don't think I am going to be changing this setup at any time soon. I think I'm going to stick with this for as long as it's applicable, and I don't see any major changes in my schedule and my plans for the next, I don't know, 6 months, because my university classes is only until March, and I don't plan to take any summer classes because my work schedule will not allow me to. So April and May will be completely work and freelance and Etsy, and then classes will start again in June. And I'm not sure what my concerns will be in June, but that's too far out into the future. That's too far off. For now, I'm happy with this. I can work with this, and I'm eager to show you my full filled in December 2013 pages at the end of December, at the end of the year. But for now, I'm also very happy that I was able to show you my flip through for the month of November 2013. So that's it. And I suppose there is, what else to say? Well, I have nothing else to say except to thank you so much, you guys, for all your support, for those who sent me their messages, emails, private messages, comments on Facebook. I really, really appreciate it. I know you are good people, good friends of mine, although we have never met in person. And those messages really meant a lot to me, and they helped get me through. So thank you so much. Happy times. Nothing but happy times from now and onwards. So thank you so much. Until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.